Coach Cedergren. The Raiders recently got news of a new Sonora Head Football Coach, and we can't wait to have a new face around campus. You're currently working at Orange Coast College, and you'll be bringing collegiate-level coaching experience to our Sonora football program. Can you talk about your past coaching roles and achievements, and how your portfolio as a football coach will benefit the Raiders?
Yeah, one, I'm really excited to be here, and everyone's been super nice and really accommodating, and I just feel love, so that's really cool. Past coaching roles, I mainly have high school experience, so I worked at Glendora High School, La Puente High School, and Etowanda High School. And then the bulk of my experience is from Ayala High School in Chino Hills, where I served a lot of different roles, most notably the defensive coordinator for 3 seasons. And then at Orange Coast College, I was the linebackers coach and the recruiting coordinator for the past 2 years. So that's what I did up until my position here.
And from these roles, what have you learned that has shaped you into the current coach you are today?
Honestly, teaching and coaching has kind of shaped me into who I am. And what I've learned is that kind of doesn't matter where people are from or what they've experienced, but players and students and all people just want to know you care about them if you're in a position of leadership. So I try to take those lessons to the classroom and to the field. In a lot of ways, teaching and coaching is the same thing. It's about developing and building relationships and trust and showing people that you care about them. That just happens in different ways.
And with that, what is your coaching philosophy and core values that you will bring to this program?
Well, it really is about what I kind of said in the previous answer about establishing relationships and doing those things for young people to kind of guide them. A big emphasis of our program will, from our coaches to the players, will be to kind of teach young people how to be successful, and that means not just in a monetary sense, but how to be a good citizen, how to be a good brother or sister, how to be a good parent eventually, how to be a good citizen. So we aim to take an approach where we kind of focus on the entire individual, because they're student athletes.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously we have the football aspect, and football is a game that teaches you discipline and teamwork and responsibility, but those attributes can also be applied to all things in life. And we believe that football and sport and school and community service and all those things are all intertwined. And so we really want to model the good expectations for our players and then guide them to do the same thing.
And using those values, how will you keep your athletes motivated in this long season from spring to late fall?
Yeah, motivation, there's internal motivation, right, and there's external motivation. And we try to tap into the internal motivation of why we do certain things. The external stuff, recognition, awards, things like that, those things are appropriate, and it's okay to want those things. But if we focus on the internal intrinsic value of what hard work gets you, the sense of self, and the positive feelings you have when you apply yourself to something and you succeed, those things far outweigh and are much more important than the awards and the recognition and stuff like that. So really it's going back to that individual aspect of why we guide or why we mentor. That's part of the motivation too, is to tap into that and everyone's different. And so everyone has different motivations as to why. And so you can do something because you're supposed to, but if you do it because you want to, it makes a big difference.
And what are your off-season expectations for these athletes with the adjustment of a new coaching staff?
Well, honestly, so far, I'll say the players that have been in 6th period and the players that have come and spoken to me have been great, especially the players that are working out right now. Their energy and their intensity and really their cohesiveness has been very impressive. And I've been really excited to see that. And then once we get more players from other sports after those seasons end and they come in the fold, I'm really excited to see that. And the expectations, it's our first year here, but any good program or any good foundation of a business or a sport is kind of built on a couple core principles, and ours will be to compete and to be together, play as a team, and to go through those things. But really, the main emphasis of our expectations is the idea of competing, being a good teammate, and obviously always working hard. But what that look like will kind of model those expectations.
Gabe.
Hi.
Hi, Coach. I was just picking up the 7-on-7 form or something. You said to pick it up.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry. That last answer I kind of messed up because it threw me off.
It's okay.
last
did
one,
it
right?
after, yeah.
Okay. We can redo it if you want to.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Last one we had interruptions too.
No worries.
And then we had 22 seniors leave this past season, and definitely tough shoes to fill.
Yeah.
But what are your goals and expectations in your first year with the Raiders?
From a general standpoint, and you always want to be competitive, which I know sounds like, of course you do, but the idea of our expectations, like I always have high expectations, and high expectations come from what kind of effort do players give, are they accountable, are they good teammates, and if they do those things, then there will be success on the field. Football and football games, sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. You can control a lot of things. I want us to be able to understand what we can control, which is our effort and our attitude and how we react to situations and how good of teammates we are. So my expectations are high. My expectations are that the players will buy in and we'll work together as a team. We'll have our ups and downs, but we'll always, strive to do our best and compete always. And I think the biggest thing about building like a good football culture is where competition is a constant in everything you do. So, my expectations are high for the players in terms of having them reach, their goals or their heights they want to. Because then as a team we can have success if everyone individually is doing their best to do what they can.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the Raider family.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.